The Royal Knight Loretta boss fight is easy or difficult depending on your setup, and you're going to notice immediately that she has a similar moveset to the Tree Sentinel or Knight's Cavalry because she's on horseback, and you're going to recognize a lot of those same moves right away, so you should be familiar with how to dodge her melee attacks just generally. The difficulty is that she's also casting spells against you like Glintblade Phalanx that track you and are going to try and hit you while you're trying to dodge away from these melee attacks. So you have to be very careful about your dodges, and my strategy, what I do for this generally, is I'm either really aggressive and just stay up on the front of the horse. I feel like the front of the horse is the safest place. Or I wait for her, Glintblade Phalanx spell to miss me, and then try and get into melee range and attack, and wait for her ranged projectiles to miss me, her to close into melee range, and then sort of attack. If that's the strategy you're employing, then the main thing you want to be careful of is that when you get into melee range, not being too aggressive. If you're gonna, play the wait and try and dodge the projectiles and then get into melee range and then attack, again, you won't be able to go ham here because she's going to attack like 3 or 4 times in a row if you do this, and you'll generally get 1 or 2 shotted depending on what your health is. So you're not going to be able to go crazy with that strategy. But I highly recommend if you have any sort of weapon with any stagger, even if it's just like a charged R2, you get to the front of the horse after dodging the projectiles, try and stay there if possible, and just attack as much as you can, even trading damage, because you can speed this fight up tremendously if you can just get damage off. Probably the hardest part about this fight is actually getting damage on the boss, because she moves around so much and because she throws her spells up so much. It's suicide to run in there when she has her, Glintblade Phalanx up and you're in melee range, because you're not going to be able to attack through the Glintblade Phalanx and her melee attacks. Really, the only other things that make this fight difficult are the fact that she'll start throwing projectiles at you while Glintblade Phalanx is up, and you'll have to dodge multiple projectiles in the second half of the fight. And if you don't dodge that Loretta's Greatbow spell, you're pretty much one-shotted, so make sure you dodge that. The timing is not too hard on that, but sometimes if she has other spells up, it can make it incredibly difficult, which is another reason I recommend staying at the front of the horse when possible, because I don't think she does that spell if you're point-blank range as often.